Tony knew a lot of people out in LA. He knew a lot of people in Hollywood. He knew a lot of people in the magic community because Tony had always been interested in magic as a kid, and he paid attention to it. So we went back behind the scenes in LA to the people that design and engineer the illusions. And that is a profession of building illusions for the magicians to perform. They don't design them. The magicians are the performers. The people we were interested in were the engineers. I don't think anybody in LA ever said no to us, certainly not when we were talking about deception and illusion. What they told us is there some formulas that are just so basic. They said, when you start out, you call it an operation, we call it a performance. If you're going to have a successful performance, you have to first understand your stage. Where is your stage? What is your stage? Is your stage the sidewalk outside the American Embassy? Or is it a parking garage somewhere? What is your stage that you're performing on? Is it in the lobby of the embassy? So find your stage. Then, who's your audience? Who are you playing to? Who are you trying to fool? And you have to understand their point of view, actually their field of vision, because some deceptions, you can walk in a circle around them. Point of view is very important. So figure out your stage, figure out your audience, and then you just kind of overwhelm them with your performance.
Why are there so many Jews in Hollywood? Famous topic. And historically, it goes back to, that's all they could do. Theater was the fine arts, and Jews weren't allowed at the turn of the century, at the turn of the past century. So it was the wide open West, and so Jews flocked to it because it was open. And I think also Jews were very literate storytellers, so it was a good fit. And they took over. They created Hollywood, basically.
In the early 1900s, the German Jewish immigrants came in, and when they were trying to get into different industries, there was a lot of anti-Semitism where they couldn't get into normal lines of work. I'm not saying that porn's not normal. So they gravitated towards the porn industry because it's like kind of the seedier cousin of the Hollywood industry, which had already been controlled by the Jews. And basically they pretty much just took it over. What the Jews did was they started the manufacturing end of the business. That what they did was they created the manufacturing side, which is the replication, the printing. They created all these companies that manufactured DVDs and VHS and beta and printing, and all the companies pretty much had to go through the Jews. For the most part, the business side is still controlled by Jews, but for the most part, you know, all the business owners are pretty much Jewish or have Jewish ties or at some point worked for a Jew in the porn business.